What does the future of Amazon hold for us FBA sellers? My name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guide. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of my predictions, some of the things I think are going to happen, some best practices and trends throughout 2023 and going into 2024. All right, so let's dive in. The number one prediction I have is that PPC costs are going to continue going up. And here's some reasons why. The first is Amazon's run out of room in the search result. There is only so much room available. We saw the same thing happen to Google over the last decade. They had to retool where they displayed ads. They had to show different orientation. Amazon already did that 3 years ago. They no longer show ads on the side right bar. It's always on the top, or it's in the actual product line search. Things like that are happening. The other thing we saw Amazon do just in the last couple of weeks was they changed the fact that you can now advertise off of Amazon. We're going to start to see some items show up on Pinterest and other locations, right? We're going to see ads when you go to Pinterest.com, and people are going to be pushing product going into Amazon, right? So if we type in soap right now, let's see if we can see a Pinterest ad that links over to Amazon. These are the sort of things that Amazon's having to do. All right, so there's one promoted. I'm going to click on it. Looks like it just goes to Pinterest at the moment, but we're going to start to see some Amazon sponsored products show up straight in Pinterest like this, and that's going to be a big deal. Going back over to Amazon search, we can see how many ads are displaying right now. So we've got the headline, sponsored brand headline at the top, 4 sponsored product ads right there. And as we scroll down, it's like 55% of all of the search page is ads. Anytime you see the word sponsored, you see videos, you see headline ads, ad. And then when you get to the very bottom, more ads, right? Just a lot of ads. So we're going to see PPC costs go up because Amazon's run out of space. There's only so much inventory to bid on. So Amazon's now going outside of its own platform. That's why we're seeing Pinterest and other platforms like Twitch and maybe even TikTok a little bit start to produce their own ad locations, and then Amazon is going to start bidding on that inventory and then pull people into the Amazon platform. We know that Google used to be the number one place where people would search for a product in the United States. That changed like 5 years ago. Amazon's now the number one place where people start their product search. And since it's already won that market share, it's already captured that audience, they have to go outside of the platform to really move the needle any further. So that's why I think PPC costs are going to go up. Pretty safe prediction going into 2023, 2024. The next prediction I think you'll really appreciate. It's the fact that Amazon is going to empower sellers with more and more data. And we saw this with the Search Query Performance Report and Brand Analytics that they released in 2022. When you go into the Search Query Performance Report, you can click on a brand, look at its reporting on a weekly basis, understand its impressions, clicks, add to carts, and purchases. I like to call this the ICAP marketing funnel. And you understand where your market share is down to a keyword. Why would Amazon give this data out? Because they want you to focus on the data and say, oh, Halloween gifts, boom, you got a market share of 1.5% for your brand. Maybe you should spend more on ads and get a 2% market share or a 3% market share. So there's a reason why Amazon would give sellers more data. It's because they can go in there and understand how to capture more market by bidding on that PPC. And in case you didn't know, Amazon's latest Q2 report filing showed that Amazon's actually making more money on Amazon's PPC right now than they are making on their FBA and logistics fees. And that's a huge turnaround difference, which means they're probably not going to invest more in logistics. They're probably going to invest more in PPC as well. So one of the things you're going to have to do is give us more data. So when you go to that campaign manager, and I've spent over $700,000 in PPC spend in the last 6 years alone, on my own account, you can see the data is right here, 1.4 million in sales just off of PPC specifically. And we know there's a correlation between PPC and SEO. So I'm winning some SEO profits coming out of that PPC spend. But inside of here, you're seeing new beta things show up. They've got budgets, they've got products, and they're showing you all these new features. They're adding targeting abilities, right? You can now do, so if we go into the campaign manager and create a campaign like this, you can now do sponsored display video ads. That didn't exist a few months ago. So come down here, there's a video section with this. All brand spanking new with campaign creation and lots of new features and data sets to showcase this. They upgraded their bulk sheet to 2.0. They actually just phased out bulk sheets 1.0 out of advertising. So if you have a high SKU or a high spend account, you have way more tools to manage that and way more data and reports to measure it moving forward. So that's my second prediction. My third one is that Q4 storage limits are going to be a thing permanently. And what I mean by that is every single year, Amazon is reducing the access to its storage. They're not building new facilities as much as they were in the past. And they actually even sold off some half properties that they were going to build on, and then they decided to not expand during that time. And so Amazon's going to run out of room again in Q4, and it's probably going to be a perpetual problem every Q4. So they triple their storage costs during Q4. They limit your storage abilities, which means you got to manage your IPI score very tightly. If your IPI drops too much, they're going to limit your storage. You're going to have all kinds of challenges with that. So I have a 530 on my IPI score right here. Excess inventory and sell through, those are the top two things you got to focus on right now. If your storage fees are above 1% in Q3, you have a problem. It means you have too much stuff at Amazon FBA. Maybe you need to open up that FBM a little bit more. But I do believe we're going to see major limitations to storage capacities. They do have a capacity monitor right here. So I'm currently using 32% of my capacity. And I bet you with no changes to my account, Q4 rolls around, that my capacity is going to go to 80% because they're just going to start limiting me down. Now, there is an ability to bid on it. You can expand it. All of those are kind of new things. Like it's like an auction-based system. I think it's probably going to be totally corrupt, but you have no other choice, right? This is cost of doing business in 2023 going into 24. So you're going to have to bid on additional requested volumes like this. And if you haven't tested this out and you're at 100% storage and you can't pull anything back, can't discontinue anything, can't lower prices on your items, this would be your next best bet. Now, if you are having issues moving inventory, price reduction is always the best bet, way better than trying to liquidate through an official partner or anything like that. That's my third prediction. Q4, you're going to see every single year storage capacity limitations. The fourth prediction I have for you is that we're not going to see a competitor to Amazon anytime soon. Probably not until 2026 is my prediction. And the reason for that is that Amazon's FBA logistics facilities, same day delivery capacity is so far ahead of the competition. We are talking 6+ years ahead of anybody even remotely close. And nobody has the same 2-day delivery promise. You know, Walmart trying to get up with delivery and trying to get 2-day WFS and Walmart fulfillment centers and all that good stuff. We're just not seeing it. TikTok is the kind of platform that could just blow up out of nowhere. They just launched their own TikTok shop. I do have video content on that. Feel free to check that out next. And we're seeing that they're going to start launching additional things. So here's the TikTok video shopping that's coming out. And you can see a lot of different investments in this. And they're launching in Asia and Europe and North America like this. And so just be aware that you're going to start to see a lot of people start selling directly in the TikTok shop. But I don't believe we're going to see this take off as quickly as you might hope. Part of the reason for that is I've actually been trying to get my own account set up for 2 weeks, and I am stuck in verification. We've escalated this. We have insiders over at TikTok trying to help us out, and they're even scratching their heads trying to figure out why we can't get verification through. So if somebody like me is having trouble setting up on TikTok, then the average seller is also going to struggle with this. And we're not going to see TikTok catch up anytime soon. They don't have the resources. They're making some hires right now. They're taking some talent from Amazon and even some from Walmart. But the platform is just nowhere close to even being usable at this point. So if it does become usable, video and that sort of location of where to show ads is going to become hot. You definitely need to invest in video right now. But the infrastructure and the physical infrastructure will take light years to pass before that even remotely catches up. Now, Walmart did buy Jet. You probably forgot about Jet. You probably purchased something there 5 or 6 years ago and then never went back. That's what I did. And Walmart has all of the infrastructure. Technically, they have grocery stores every 10 minutes apart from everywhere from New York down to California, but they couldn't integrate it. They also, their point of sale system was old and clunky, and Jet was new tech, and they never could integrate it well. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to like the Walmart grocery pickup, but it is an awful, terrible experience versus competitors like Target, who I think is a sleeper. Target, you go in there and it's like they're like waiting outside to put it in your car and they come out to you and it's super nice and convenient. Walmart's like 25 minutes sitting in the parking lot. Your kids are screaming in the back seat and you're like, I just want to get out of here. I could have just gone in and got it myself at that point. That's how bad Walmart's delivery pickup is. They're not building around this concept. It's an afterthought. It's not a great program. It's not a fun experience by any means. So you're not going to see Walmart catch up to Amazon. TikTok doesn't even have the infrastructure to catch up. They could build it over 3 years. Who knows? The Chinese do own like half our country now. But a lot of things are happening behind the scenes. A lot of things could happen. But realistically, we're just not seeing anything present, nothing to watch or physically gander at this point. All right, so my last prediction here is the fastest way to grow on Amazon is still to launch more products like this. So I am launching more products every day. I already have 300 SKUs on Amazon. I'm a 7-figure seller, trying to become an 8, but it's going to take me some time. I spend most of my time working on the agency, shooting content like this versus launching more products. I've got partners that I have, but we've seen Age of Sage become a nice little soap brand here. We're always trying to find new products to launch. I'm building a brand for every one of my kids. Got 4 kids going on 5. Had to buy a bigger house because I was running out of bedrooms. My youngest 2-year-old was sleeping in the walk-in closet. Now he's got his own bedroom for the first time in his life. And then the 5th kid's going to pop out and we're going to do some more musical rooms again. But in any case, my point is, though, is that anytime you launch new products on Amazon, you have the exposure and the new opportunity to reach new consumers. And it's still going to be the best and fastest way to grow sales on the platform. Now, there are a lot of launch strategies that you can use. There's a lot of theory and strategic, allocations of resources and PPC strategies and SEO strategies and catalog this and design that. But at the end of the day, launching new products, going into the Product Explorer, looking on Alibaba, watching the videos coming out of China for the latest trends and the patents that are filed and all that good stuff, or going to your current manufacturing and asking them questions like, what else could you launch for me? What else can you make? What are you a specialist in? What molds haven't you been running of late? Maybe somebody retired a mold and you can buy it and get an exclusive, for example. Or maybe you can buy some of your competitors' products and send it to your Chinese manufacturer and say, hey, can you replicate this? But make it a little bit better, make the world a little bit better place. Don't just rip it off, make it 10% better. And that's honestly the game in 2023 going into 24. It's all about making things better, adding that little bit of edge, trying to make better packaging experience, trying to reduce the cost for the consumer by kitting things together. But by all means, by all measurements, launch more products to more people more often for more money, and that is the fastest way to grow on the Amazon platform. And watch this video next where I talk about the Product Explorer and show you how you might come up with your next product idea.